Hello and welcome to another edition of Big Man in the Woods podcast. Thank you very much for tuning and listening to this great podcast. In this one, you're going to hear an interview I did with a really good friend of mine. I've known him for many years, Mr. Terry Longhurst. I refer to him as the old man. You might have heard that in a past podcast. He's a group scout leader, he's a Woodland Wayer, and he's an all-round lovely guy. Check this out.
Big Man in the Woods. Big Man in the Woods. Big Man in the Woods. And here's your host, Mark Yates.
Hello, old man.
All right, old big man, rather.
You look very relaxed there.
Yeah, I feel relaxed. No, I've got a M25.
How was your journey home?
3 hours.
And normally it takes you?
Hour and a half.
Oh.
49 miles. 3 hours.
Oh. Never mind.
What was good about it was good to see that Pablo's other half, Hannah, was also stuck in the same traffic jam.
Just a few cars behind you. Right. Go on, old man. Shall we explain who you are then?
So, my name's Terry. I'm the old man, as they say. A nickname I've picked up. I think you gave me that nickname, actually.
I did.
What else do you want to know?
Group scout leader on you?
Yes, I'm a group scout leader for my sins for the last 6 months. I was a scout leader before that for 13 years, 14 years, something like that. Yeah, that's my scouting career anyway, in a nutshell. I'm also Deputy District Commissioner for my district. For my
Sounds thrilling.
Assistant District Commissioner for Scouts.
Great title.
And a trainer, an adult trainer for my county, which is Greater London North East.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I do believe you're a Woodland Wayer.
I am a Woodland Wayer, yes. I'm
Coming to the end of the course.
second year Woodland Wayer with Woodland Ways. Coming to one but last course this weekend, where we're doing wild food.
Okay.
And following that, the last weekend will be flint knapping.
Ooh.
And that'll be it, 2 years done.
So if no one's ever heard of the Woodland Wayer course, Terry, just give us a brief roundup of the course.
Course run by one of the largest UK bushcraft and survival companies called Woodland Ways, which is headed up by Jason Ingermills and Kevin Palmer, and probably Adam Logan as well. He's up there with them as well. An excellent bushcraft and survival course provider.
So is it a monthly course? You have to go every month?
Yes, it's a 2-year course. You go approximately once a month for 1 weekend for 2 years. You arrive on the Friday for about midday and then leave on the Sunday just after lunchtime, depending on what you're up to, how busy you are. But you don't stop from the minute you touch down in the car park. So when you leave, you're learning and working and crafting and doing all kinds of things all the time there. We work into the night as well. We're sat under the parachute with a fire going, making cordage, preparing materials, all kinds of stuff, cooking. So it's a full-on course. Nice.
So in the last 2 years, what's been the best subject that you've done?
It's got to be primitive weapons. I think primitive weapons and bow making, without doubt, has been my favourite couple of weekends. So throwing spears, arrows, atlatls, and making an ash bow. Probably been the highlight for me.
And what's been the low light? What's been the course that you haven't really enjoyed or haven't understood?
The weekend we arrived, the sort of introduction into it, it rained all weekend, a whole weekend, and some people were new to sleeping in hammocks and stuff like that. I'd done a couple of times before that, but I did feel a bit for the guys who hadn't done it before, or hadn't done that much. Probably done some camping, but not slept in a hammock all night. And of course, it rained and rained and rained and rained, and up to eyeballs in the mud. And it was quite cold. It was around about October, November time, and it was tough going. It was tough going.
Is there a subject that you've struggled with that you haven't clicked? You haven't.
Foraging is not my top of my list. I prefer to sort of the craft side of stuff, I would say. But foraging and remembering all the plants. And when you've got someone like Kev Palmer, they call him Wiki Kev, like a walking encyclopedia of plants.
That's the thing with foraging, though, isn't it? If you pick something up wrong, you could be screwed.
Exactly, definitely, yeah. Yeah, but that's probably my weakest subject.
Is that something you want to improve then?
Definitely, yes. Yes, all the time. Whenever the sad thing is, whenever you're going out for walks with the dog, or I go on holiday, and we just go for a walk out somewhere, and I'm forever looking in the hedgerows and trying to remember what the plants are, and looking for new ones, and taking my wildflower key, which is a fantastic book for IDing plants. So yeah, I'm constantly trying to improve my plant ID.
What about your tree ID? How's the tree ID going?
It's not too bad because of my background in carpentry. I think I can ID woods. Most UK woods, I would say I'm pretty good at IDing because of my background in carpentry and using wood throughout my whilst I was on the tools.
The thing with the tree ID is knowing what the trees do, isn't it? Like certain trees can burn for a longer time, some give out heat. It's learning all that side to it as well that I'm struggling with.
Latin names that go with it as well. We did a tree ID weekend, and every tree tells a story as well. That's what you've got to remember. There's a reason why it's growing off to the right or to the left, or it's caught a bit of light somewhere and it's pulled it over, or there's been a particularly bad year for the weather, etc., etc. So there's so much information you can gain by looking at a tree. Oh, there goes the dog.
Oh, good security guard. So let's talk about bushcraft, because that's how the old man is well known in the bushcraft scene. You're well known in the bushcraft scene, aren't you?
I'm that well known, to be honest, in bushcraft.
The IE Scouts group are?
Yeah, IE Scouts is an activity team, not a bushcraft group.
So, let's talk about that then. Let's divert and talk about the IE Scouts then.
Scouts is it stands for Ilford East Activity Team. So it was something when I took over as Assistant District Commissioner for Scouts. I set up a group or a team for socialising and fundraising for our district, and it's grown into a strange kind of animal, really, because we've been attending certain events and being supported by a lot of people, and some other people have jumped on board with us because of their passion for scouting. They've jumped on board with us, and it's acted as a bit of a fundraiser for them as well, which is great.
Okay. So where can we see the IE Scouts people?
Generally on scouting events.
Bit of a clue there.
We do a couple of public events, one being the Bushcraft Show.
Yep.
And the Big Shaker. I've even got a T-shirt on. Big Shaker run by Elk Kit, which didn't. It didn't run this year because there was where they normally hold it. There was a gas main being fitted or something, so they had to. Logistically, it wouldn't have worked. But it's about this time of year up in Derby, and it's with a company called Elk Kit, and we go along to that and provide some activities like we do at the Bushcraft Show. But
nice.
Scouting events.
Oh, that sounds good. So I had a question the other day, and they asked me, how can we encourage kids to get outside and enjoy the woods and the forest? What would you suggest?
Oh, well, it's parents, isn't it, Mark? We all know about parents. And all parents have got different ideas of how they want little Johnny to go and enjoy himself. So, we can only encourage, from what we do in scouting, we can only encourage them parents to join in. And, what we do with their kids with regards to taking them outdoors and giving them the outdoor experiences is to encourage them to join in with us. And maybe, I've no doubt you've done this, but organise it can be a walk in the woods or something like that, and bring the parents along with you. Even a camp, family camps are a traditional scouting way of getting families and kids out into the outdoors. So,
But are you struggling with your scouts that they would rather stay at home and play on the computers rather than go out for the weekend for the camp? Because that's what I'm kind of finding with my scouts, is that they're happy to come for the weekly meeting every Thursday. That's fine, but make them go to a field for a weekend and can I bring a PlayStation and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the area we live in as well, Mark. I think because we're kind of a London-based group, as you are, sort of West London. I think we struggle with, just getting the parents to take the kids to the local park or forest. Now, we have a lovely forest not far from us, and we've asked the questions of our scouts: how many of you go out walking with your parents? And probably out of about 20 scouts, only one will put their hand up. But we've now taken them and shown them where that forest is, and geocaching is a perfect example of getting them out in the forest and having a bit of fun.
But with geocaching, is that a cost to it? Do you have to buy equipment to go geocaching?
Yes, you have to buy. Well, you can turn your phone into a geocache, into a GPS if you want, quite simply with an app, and fairly cheaply as well. But you can a GPS, anything from £120 up to £500.
Yeah.
But you turn your phone into a GPS using an app for I don't know, £5 or £6 I think on the iPhone.
So there's two options there to encourage kids to get outside. So obviously, joining scouting is what we'd kind of recommend. Geocaching, you could do something I did this afternoon. Conkers, it's the season for conkers, isn't it? So go to the local park.
Health and safety.
Get conkers.
Health and safety.
On the subject of conkers, Uncle Ray was on the telly last night, and I learned something last night about the sweet chestnut. Did you watch it?
The soap, yeah.
If you get the leaves, soak them, squeeze them, and you can get a soap off them to wash.
Also, if you take the conkers and put them into a Ziploc bag and crush them up, and pour some water in as well and crunch them up, you'll get soap as well. So you can not only you can actually use the conker as well.
Very good. So there's a few options.
3ID weekend.
Very good. Right, let's talk about camping bushcraft. So let's say there's a new person coming into the camping scene. They haven't got that much money to spend. What kind of equipment should they go and get?
Well, it's army surplus, isn't it? I think that's the cheapest route to go down. Find a decent.
That's the way.
Army surplus supplier, and second-hand, good quality second-hand equipment's available through the military mart type people. Army and Navy, we used to call them years ago. But yeah, definitely to go down that route to get value for money, definitely, without having to buy expensive kit.
What equipment should they get?
Depending on what they're doing and what they want to do, really. If they,
Let's just say.
Depending on whether it's winter, summer, it's a massive subject, isn't it?
It's a tricky subject.
Half a sheet and go and lay under it.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as that in the summer.
That's true. Or like I started out, I bought a a 30 quid tent from Tesco's. That did me for nearly 4 years until I had a few beers and burnt it. But that's another object.
And you burnt it.
Long story, Terry, but that's a story around the campfire.
That's fine.
But the tent from Tesco's did me very well.
I mean, Decathlon is another good company for the pop-up tents. We bought some pop-up tents for our scout group when the pop-ups first started coming out, and we've still got them, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant. Bit difficult to carry if you're sort of hiking, but for a weekend camp, going to throw something in the back of your car and go off to do a bit of camping. A pop-up's ideal for to start off with. So
let's go on the theme about young people. That's a good subject to talk about. What about knives? How do you think about them taking knives on a scout camp? Because that's a question I'm always asked by parents. Can my son, daughter bring the penknife on campsite?
We don't allow kids to bring their own knives to camp. We have enough training knives to take to camp. One thing we did do was we used to let the patrol leaders only bring a multi-tool. So they would be competent in using it. They'd been trained, and we'd train them to use it over a period of time. So they were competent to use it, and we would let them bring their own multi-tool with them. But it would only be the patrol leaders. And then if, for instance, they needed, or one of their patrol, i.e. another scout, needed to use a knife or wanted for some reason to cut a piece of rope or a piece of string even or something like that, the patrol leader, he or she would be able to help them.
No, very good. Good options. That's what we've just put a complete ban on all kind of knives. It's easier that way, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you've got to be able to control it. It's no good, kids going off and playing alone with knives. It's not a good idea unless you've, the beauty of letting a patrol leader have that particular tool is that you've known that particular person for 3 or 4 years, and you're quite confident with them using it. So you've got to give a certain amount of trust, but you've also got to understand that they're able to use it as well.
In a safe manner, yeah, I agree. So, three bits of equipment that you always take camping with you.
Always take camping with you. Head torch.
Yep.
Leatherman. Wave. Trangia.
Okay.
Or alcohol stove.
Huh? What about shelter?
No, I build my own shelter, Mark.
Is that the leaf debris shelter?
A-frame. Leaves.
It's got to be at least at arm's length, remember? Depth of for the leaf.
Yeah, definitely. And
somehow
don't forget 60 degrees.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
5 or 30, 60 degrees.
I thought a tarp would be in one of those 3 items.
No, I don't think so.
Really? Repeat them again.
Head torch.
Head torch.
You can see in the dark.
Yep.
Leatherman wave.
Yep.
Has a little saw on it as well. Alcohol stove. Or, mind you, with an alcohol stove you need the alcohol as well. Let's say alcohol then.
Alcohol. Nice.
You can make a penny stove. You can find a tin can and make a penny stove.
Then you've got to take a penny with you.
Yeah. Or spend a penny.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Another subject. Books. What kind of books do you read? Do you read any bushcraft books? Are you into that kind of scene or not really?
My library, since I've been doing this particular course, my library has expanded quite a bit. The wildflower key is definitely one at the top of my list for plant I do. Hedgerow medicine is another good one, which I really like. So that's all along the plant line.
Yeah.
I've got a few Ray Mears books as well, which I use for reference now and again. But I guess I'm more into my plant side at the moment.
Okay.
And what
So, one book that you would highly recommend me or anybody else watching and listening to this video? What would we go and read?
For what? What would you like to do? What would you like?
Just general camping tips.
All right, now, yes. The Outdoor Adventure Manual.
Ah,
Ah.
I do believe it. I've got it over there. Hang on. Let me see. It's here. I've got to find it.
Come back.
I've lost it. I haven't really. Ah, it's up there. Hang on. Hang on. I've got it. Let me come back and show on the camera.
That's the one.
There we are.
Yeah, that's a great outdoor book.
Why would you recommend this one?
Well, it's full of wonderful activities and outdoor facts and stuff you can do. There's shelters in there as well, Mark.
Is there?
Or
My microphone has just fallen down.
Sorry?
I've just been attacked on my microphone. There's a strange person in this book.
Strange. Who's that?
This one you can't really see.
If you open it up on, yeah, kind of.
What page is it on?
I don't know. It's in there somewhere.
We're flicking through. He's in it. Oh!
That's one. That looks like Paracord Sam.
It may be.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
or just a lookalike. Page 63, paracord. Watch Paracord Sam. He's not even talking about paracords. No bracelets. It's about shelters.
No, if you open the cover.
I'm opening the cover. Yeah.
Look on I think it's the first page on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
List of contributors, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I looking for?
Editor. Who's the editor? Who's the editors for
the? Special.
Yeah, very.
Special editors is Austin, Lil, and funny enough, you.
Is it me? Oh.
What bit did you do in that book?
Project we did with the Scout Association. We were asked to have some input into it. Both myself and Austin spent probably 2 years of our life backwards and forwards to Gill on a Sunday, helping put this together. Yeah, with a guy called Chris James. Is it Chris James? I think it's Chris James.
Oh, you don't know his name? That's really bad.
Sure it is.
Chris James.
Yeah, Chris James.
It is.
Who puts all these type of books together for the Scout Association.
It's good, just like chapters has got around the world, tents and camping, navigation skills, tools and gadgets, fires, food and cooking, first aid, A to Z of adventure.
What more do you want?
It's great. And it's got my mate in there, Eddie.
Yeah, there he is. Hey.
Do you know, someone today sent me a life-size cutout of my mate Ed.
Why haven't you got it in the background?
Huh?
Why haven't you got it in the background?
That's true. Didn't really think about that. Right, so Terry, last question before we wrap this great interview up.
Right.
You're allowed to take 3 items.
Oh no, not again.
Any items you want. Any items.
Where? Camping?
Yeah, into the wood. You're going for a weekend into the woods.
I'm allowed to take any 3 items.
Yeah, and it's perfect weather if you want perfect. Whatever kind of weather you want, we've arranged it.
I'm allowed to take 3 items. I take, what do you mean, household, normal, everyday items, or
Any 3 things.
any 3 things? I think a chainsaw,
Okay?
because at my age, you know, the old saw work now is getting a bit tough, especially if it's wet wood.
Yep.
Chainsaw, maybe a bed, a fold-up bed.
Yep.
What else? I guess I'd like to take my washing machine fire pit.
Yay! If it was light outside, then I could show you, but it's dark out in the garden, so no.
I don't take it on a Woodland Ways weekend because I know it'll get thrown out.
Yeah, what's this bit of rubber? This isn't proper camping bushcraft thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The rumor has it that you invented it.
I don't know about that.
It's just one of those rumors, is it?
We took one to Gilroy Reunion about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It got a lot of interest. And well, I think we gave away 4 or 5 at that particular weekend, and it seems to have sort of grown for there, but I would never claim to have invented that. Thanks, really.
It's a good claim to fame, though, isn't it?
Really?
So when I asked the great man himself, Lofty Wiseman, why he would take it with him,
Yeah, what did he say?
I can't remember the 2, but his first one was his wife.
Oh, right, yeah. Fair
So I
comment.
said, why do you want to take your wife? He, well, she can do the cooking. That was his answer. Great.
Not his Jag.
Oh, the jack that got stuck in the mud that we had to push out. That's another story. So Terry, it's been great chatting to you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
You're kind of like the first person to do this with me, so it's great.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is this the way forward?
It's the way forward. It's the way backwards as well. I don't know. So when's the blog starting? That was my final question. You've got your domain.
My Old Man Woodcraft blog.
Yeah, when?
Oh, when it's ready, basically. It's not ready at the moment, so we're.
When it's ready.
To be honest with you, I need to get my course that I'm doing out of the way because it takes up, one weekend every month. It kind of gets in the way of a lot of stuff, but it's something I want to get out of the way first, and then we'll move forward from there. It's
expensive, though, isn't it? It's an expensive course to do.
Isn't it? Well, is it really? When you think of it over the period of 2 years, one weekend every month. If you looked at the cost of a weekend for a bushcraft course, and you work it out over a period of 2 years.
And all the knowledge that you're being given.
More than a course, really.
That's true, and you're getting expert knowledge given to you on hand.
Yeah. And I'm sure I've made quite a few friends on this, and I'm sure it will continue after the course is finished.
Is it true that you and Bob have joined Morris dancing?
Never. Where did you hear that, Mark?
Perry McGee told me. I hear he's taking it up.
Who?
Perry McGee. He's now a Morris dancer.
Who's he? That's
Some dude.
Chris Kane's mate.
He likes following people, apparently.
No.
I'm not sure. Oops. We're going to get in trouble when we see Perry, aren't we?
No, he's a good man, Terry. Good man.
Cool. Well, Terry, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
It's been great, and we will see you very soon.
Because I'm actually looking down on you.
That's a first.
Normally I'm looking up at you.
Ah, because you're the old short man.
Exactly.
Next time I see you, I'm going to bring more beetles for you.
No more beetles.
Female rhino beetles. Me and Terry sampled a few weekends ago. If you listen to the Urban Bushcraft podcast, the last one, you would have heard me, Terry, Ray, and old Hinky Tinky Bottom eating female rhino beetles at the Tower of London. Bad idea.
And Ray only ate the small little head bit.
Even though he claimed that he ate the whole beetle, but as you said, it was like the minutest bit of the beetle. Never mind. Right, well, Terry, thank you once again, and we will see you very soon.
Visit our website,
bigmaninthewoods.co.uk.
There you go. There's the old man, Terry Longhurst. Hey, Terry, thank you once again. If you actually want to see the video of that, me and Terry chatting, head over to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/bigmaninthewoods.uk, or go on the website, click the link, and we'll take you over there. Well, once again, thank you very much for downloading and listening to this latest episode of Big Man in the Woods podcast. Catch you next time. See ya.
Big Man in the